Yo, what's up, guys? King Sean here, and I know it's been a minute. I haven't uploaded since before the bye week or on the bye week when we released Matt Gay and signed Jake Moody. So that was right after the Dolphins game. Haven't uploaded since then. Didn't upload, this past week because Thanksgiving week, right? I was pretty much busy the entire week, so did not have time really to record a video. Wanted to make this video yesterday, but wasn't able to, so making it today. Basically just a breakdown and reaction of our game 2 nights ago against the Broncos, which was actually a pretty fun game to watch. Going into that game, I really did not give that game a whole lot of thought going into it. I thought that there was a chance for us to be competitive. Coming off the bye week, the Broncos, they've played a lot of close games this year. Versus the Jets earlier this year in London, they only beat them by 2 points. 13-11, right? And they nearly lost to the Giants earlier this year as well. So, they have been playing down to opponents that they are better than. So I thought, you know what? Although we are really bad right now, and they are one of the best teams in the NFL, record-wise, and on paper, that defense is tremendous. Their offense is not amazing. So I thought, you know what? We may have a shot to make this game competitive. And that's exactly what we did. I did not have a score prediction going into this game, but I'm not surprised that we almost came away with this game. If it wasn't for a Nick Benito batted down pass on our 2-point conversion and Jerry McNichols was wide open. That was a great play call by Cliff. Cliff, I thought, did a really good job of calling plays this game, and it helped with receiver one, Terry McLaurin back. Man, what a difference Terry makes to this offense. The amount of slander Terry has gotten this season from the fans due to, the contract situation before the season and him being injured. Like, he's just gotten so much backlash from the fan base, and he needed this. He needed this type of performance. He needed to show the fan base why he deserved that money he got in the offseason. 7 catches, 96 yards, 1 touchdown, man. He could have had more than that, too. If Marcus Mariota, hit him sooner or threw the ball his way when he didn't. Like, there's a couple times where Terry was open and Marcus just didn't look his way. Right? So, man, Terry had an outstanding game Sunday night. And not to mention, he was going up against the best cornerback in the NFL and the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain II, and I thought he did a really good job versus PS2. They were battling all night long, and he ended up 3 catches, 30 yards, a touchdown against him on 8 targets against him. But I thought, he was better than that. There was a play early in the game where Marcus Mariota threw deep to Jalen Lane, and it was a pretty good throw, but Jalen Lane just couldn't come down with that. Jalen Lane is just still trying to develop into a good receiver in this league, and he just has not done that yet. And that was a great pass by Marcus Mariota. Lane has come down with that. But on the opposite side, Terry beat Surtain off the line. Great release, and he was open deep. And if Marcus threw his way, hey man, I think Terry would have came down with that ball because he was open on that route. So all in all, Terry played a really good game. Zach Ertz, 10 catches, 106 yards. Ertz had 2 drops, that one deep pass over the middle for Marcus Mariota, which is a beautiful ball on 3rd and 21, but it was broken up by Alex Singleton. So, I feel like Ertz should have came down with that, but that was just a really good play by Singleton, who is coming back from having surgery to remove a cancer. So that's a great story. Great that he's back out there healthy, and he made a really good play on the ball there. Marcus Mariota, talking about him real quick. Besides the stupid interception, I don't know what Mariota was doing there. Just throw it away, bro. Just throw it away. And that's probably what he was trying to do, but, bro, that was so stupid. It was 2nd and 6. You just can just throw it away, throw it in the dirt, take the sack, lift up, see another day. Why are you doing that? No reason for that, right? So, I don't know why Mariota did that. However, besides that, thought Mariota was really, really good. Did enough to help us win the game. 28 for 50, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, obviously an interception. But Mariota was really, really good on Sunday night. I thought Marcus made some really good throws. He made a good throw to Deebo Samuel that set us up inside the 5 to score a touchdown. 4th and goal. Terry McLaurin to slant to cut the lead, the Broncos lead to just 1, and obviously went for 2 there to try and win the game in overtime, and we just didn't get it, obviously. But he made that good throw. Made a couple nice throws to Terry. Made a couple nice throws to Zach Ertz. So I thought Marcus, for the most part, was really, really good Sunday night against the Broncos. Run game, thought we were able to run the ball a little bit. I like what I saw from Chris Rodriguez, Jerry McNichols, and Marcus Mariota ran the ball quite nice as well. And then the last thing I want to talk about on the offensive side of the ball, I just wanted to give a shout out to the O-line, man. I thought the O-line was really, really good Sunday night. I mean, that Broncos D-line is ferocious with Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. I mean, that is such a good D-line, and yet I think they only gave up about a 17% pressure rate, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they kept Marcus Mariota pretty clean for the most part. Mariota was only sacked 2 times, and they just did a really good job of protecting him, man. A really, really good job. Laremy Tunsil only allowed 2 pressures when working against Nick Bonito, and Josh Conley Jr. only allowed 1 pressure. He also had a hold on Jonathan Cooper, which deducted a Terry touchdown, which he got back later, but, he had that. Besides that, though, Conley was great, man. He was really, really good working against the Broncos pass rushers. And on the interior, Cosme was amazing, in my opinion. And Biotish and Paul were really, really good as well. Oh, and before I forget, man, the catch by Treylon Burks, my goodness, the one-hander, I mean, that was insane. I mean, that's the best catch of the season, in my opinion. I mean, there were a couple one-handed catches on Sunday. I think Puka Nacua had one. Brock Bowers had one as well. But that catch by Burks, my goodness, man. I mean, if Burks can really become something for us, that would be great. That would be great, man, because he has size. He does have physicality. He has, some athleticism, too. Like, he could become a guy that could be featured in this offense more and more next year, man. So, that was a heck of a catch he made. OBJ-like. Literally OBJ-like. In the same area of the field as well, pretty much. So, that catch by Treylon Burks, when he made it, I was like, whoa. No way he got that. And he did. And that was just absolutely incredible. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, this defense, it's not great. And it will not be fixed until after this season, especially with all the injuries we have and the lack of talent on it. However, ever since DQ took over play calling before the bye week against the Dolphins in Madrid, this defense has looked more competitive and has looked better. Although not great still, far from that, they have looked better. And I thought that they did a pretty good job, for the most part, slowing down the Broncos offense. Now, the Broncos offense, in general, as a whole, is not great. Like, they aren't elite offense. They aren't amazing, right? However, they are better than the Dolphins offense, in my opinion. And we were able to slow the Dolphins down on offense. And, although we gave them 27 points against the Broncos, I mean, I thought we did do a good job of slowing them down a bit. And we did get multiple stops. And they got a critical stop with about 3 minutes to go in the game, and that gave the offense the ball back and allowed them to drive downfield, to kick a field goal, to send the game to overtime. So that right there, I mean, thought we would never see that from the defense, getting a stop when we needed them to, and they did that. Now, in overtime, they allowed the Broncos to score right away, immediately on their first drive, which, I mean, that sucked, but we knew, at some point the defense, they were just going to break, right? But it's good that they actually gave us a fighting chance in the game, and thought some guys played well. Bobby Wagner had an interception. He can't cover to save his life at this point in his career, but, we know that already. Jordan McGee thought he played well. Frankie Lumu, he had a sack. I thought Jacob Martin played pretty well. Thought he had some nice pressure, so I mean, the defense made plays. They got stops, and again, not amazing, but you have seen the improvement. And we'll see how it looks for the rest of the season. But I would not be surprised if Dan Quinn decides to just stick to play calling, like keep the play calling responsibilities after this year, going into next year, right? But we shall see. So that's about it that I have to talk about from Sunday night's game. I love the way the team competed, man, and that's all you want to see at this point. From where the season is at, we're 3-9, 5 games left. Probably not going to win more than 2 games or 3 games. I can see us beating the Vikings next week. The Giants after that, right? Definitely. But after that, the Eagles twice, the Cowboys once. Probably not going to win any of those games. Maybe there's a chance, but we shall see. But we're not going to go to the playoffs. So at this point, all you really want to see is this team continue to fight, continue to compete, see some of the young guys develop, and just see guys play well. This team play well. And, if you want us to tank, well then, Sunday night's result was what you wanted. Super competitive, yet we still lost. And we move up in the draft order just a bit. So, that is really all I have to say about this game. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe. If you're not already subbed to the channel, turn on notifications. Comment down below your thoughts from Sunday night's loss against the Broncos. 27-26, close loss, but this team showed fight, competitiveness, and at this point, that's all you want to see from the team. So, again, that's it for today's video, and other than that, it's Vacation, and I'm out. Peace.